advancing to Sunday's final. We'll open up with an opening statement from Coach, followed by questions for the players.
Of course, we're thrilled to be competing on Sunday for a national championship. I give a lot of credit and have a lot of respect for our opponent tonight, and I thought it was a pretty good game given the conditions. But again, we're thrilled to be moving on to Sunday.
Thank you, Coach. Now we'll open up questions for the players. Please, once again, state your name and your affiliation.
Jeff White, VirginiaSports.com. Daryl, you didn't have a great angle on that first shot. Can you kind of take us through what you saw?
First of all, Andreas played like an incredible ball to put me through. And I picked my head up and just kind of let it go. And next thing I knew, the ball was in the back of the net. So a little bit luck, a little bit of skill. I'll take it. A goal's a goal.
Colin, Zach McHale, NCAA.com. 7 saves tonight, a career high for you. At what point in the night did you realize it was your night?
I don't think there was like a point. We always make a huge emphasis on getting a clean sheet, and we didn't get it tonight, unfortunately. But I did everything that I could to just keep them off the board.
Steve Goff of the Washington Post. Joe, when you see Daryl in those positions to strike, what do you see? What do you think?
Well, if I'm speaking on the first goal, I didn't see much. It was a bit of a half chance, so I think that gives you an insight to the quality that Daryl has. How many people in college soccer are going to score from there? And I was joking with him just before. I said he made me sound very smart to Andreas because I was telling him to play it long to Daryl because that's kind of what happens. That's been what's happening all season. So, yeah, he proved he can do it in the Final Four, which is big time. So there you go.
Colin, once they made it 2-1, what were the final 10 minutes like? You were under a lot of pressure. Did they pass quickly? Did it seem to take an eternity?
We always say it, like in soccer, 2-0 is the hardest lead to keep, and that proves it in this game. They were pushing us back, but we bent, but we never broke, and all credit to all the guys on the field, and they worked their asses off.
Daryl, when the field conditions are what they were tonight, how important is it for you guys to be executing those long balls, the set pieces, the way you were?
I think a big part of how we play is we love to obviously build out of the back, and some of the conditions made that a little bit more difficult. And we knew going into this game that the conditions were not going to be very good. We knew that we were going to have more focus, and I think all of the guys, like back line, Joe, midfield, even up top, everybody had a lot more focus, and so we coped with the conditions. We weren't going to let the conditions be an excuse to lose the game.
Joe, when this team got together for the first time officially in August, did you think then that it was a group that could be playing on the final day of the season? And if so, what made you think that way?
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of components came together for this year, but I don't think it was this year specifically. I think, you have a mixture of senior players that have been through it before. So I think this was a blend of experience from the past few years, and obviously Robin being his 4th year as well. Just having that mixed together with experience and talent, and when you have that and a little bit of luck, you end up in the final now. So on Sunday, so. I can't specify one thing. I think it's kind of just that, all of that coming together.
Any other questions for the players? In the back.
Thanks. Yeah, Daryl. Preston Willett, CBS 19, Charlottesville. You've had the assist this postseason. You've drawn the penalties. Did it kind of feel like this moment was coming for you to get these 2 goals early on?
I know obviously a striker's mentality is to score goals, and I may not have scored as many goals, but I know I'm still a piece of the team. I know I'm still a part of the team, and no matter how the goals come, whether I'm scoring them or someone else is scoring them, I'm going to do whatever is in my power to allow the team to score. I'll put my body on the line, anything like that to score. And I kind of thought it might have been coming. The goals might have been coming, and luckily they did. It all starts from things coming out of the back, good balls from Andreas and Daniel. So it's not just me.
And then a quick follow-up for Joe. Just what's it like when, Daryl's hitting like that, and what does that do for the team's mentality?
Yeah, I mean, firstly, I would say with that, his answer before, I think he's being a bit humble. Daryl works extremely hard off the pitch, so I think, I'm not surprised when I see him score goals like that. So I know he gives us a bit of credit, but, sometimes it's all him. But for mentality of the team, I mean, for us, 2 goals in the first half, you can't ask for more, and I think, they gave us a big energy boost what we needed because they definitely came out firing. So, having a player like Daryl up top that can give you that switch in momentum is huge. And then hopefully that's something we can see on Sunday as well.
One final question for the players, anyone? All right, thank you, gentlemen. Congrats on advancing to Sunday. Good.
Okay.
George, initial thoughts on playing Georgetown in the final?
We haven't played in the regular season lately, but we know each other pretty well. We played the past couple of springs against them, and I think the team that we played this spring was pretty much their team, or close to 70-80% of their team. So I think we know each other pretty well, and I have a lot of respect for them. Yeah.
When a game goes from 2-0 to 2-1, it feels like a huge momentum swing. You don't get a timeout as such, but what message do you kind of give to your players in that situation?
Yeah, it's hard, right? You're not able to collect them, settle them down, and you've got to rely on the guys on the field to do that. I think Colin did a good job of doing that, and having guys, Henry and Joe and Robin, some older guys out there to kind of make sure we close it out. But you're right. I mean, that's with a goal getting a 2-0 lead, like Colin said, is a tricky lead. And when they get that one goal, no matter how much time left on the clock, it always gets tricky. Yeah.
Mitch Northman from Pro Soccer USA. You guys played on this field just 4 weeks ago or something and won a trophy on it. Did that sort of, make your team feel a little bit more comfortable at all, kind of knowing the lay of the land here?
People talk about it a lot. I mean, I've lost a lot of games on this field too. But we're familiar with it. This group is familiar with it because we were here 4 weeks ago. So, we're familiar with the field and the locker rooms and the setup. So, yeah, I mean, I think that helps. Yeah, and just the proximity, not having to fly, and the drive wasn't long. So I think that all helps. Yeah.
That's 3 goals off headers, off corners in this NCAA tournament. And have you put any more work into that part of the game or doing anything differently in postseason?
In the postseason, you get to work on a lot of things. In the ACC tournament, we had a 2-week stretch of no midweek games, and then, this stretch of 3 or 4 weeks of no midweek games. And so, yeah, you get to work on a lot of stuff, restarts being one of them, for sure. It's paid off.
Yeah, Coach, I think I asked you a couple weeks ago just about Daryl and, how much effort he was putting in, even though the goals weren't coming. So what's it like for you to kind of see him get a couple in the first half?
So, the question with somebody asked, did you feel like the goals were coming? I did. I mean, he hasn't scored in a while. But he's involved in just about every goal. Whether he's drawing a penalty, whether it's his passing has become pretty good, especially lately. His passing has become really good in these weeks that we're able to actually train in the postseason. So I really did feel like goals were coming, and I actually told him that as we were walking at halftime into the locker room. So I think it was his time. Yeah.
And also Colin's performance. I know you've said this whole year the defense has been a team effort, but what does it do when you have a guy like that between the sticks?
Yeah. So in the first half, what you saw from Colin was, because the halves were very different, that half is very mushy and very tough to play in, defend in. You can see that. And this half, we could play. So, and he was a big part of that. And we were able to, get our 2 goals. We were able to wear them down a little bit, especially with their pressure and how they were trying to do things. And then we had to adjust a little bit in the second half. We couldn't do what we like to do, and that helps us control games coming out of our half like that. And we just couldn't do it with the field conditions. So, he was called to do some different things. He had to put some balls, up the field a little bit. He actually, probably he had 7 saves today. I don't think he's had 7 all year. But he's had to make a couple, and you need those in games like this. Yeah. Good. Thank you.
Thanks, George.
Yeah.